You'll find your word quiz under quizzes and exams. It should be the first thing. What you need to do is download this word quiz file. It's a zip file with 3 files in it. The 3 files are first an unformatted Word document. That's the one you're going to work with, and the one you're going to return to the assignment here. You'll return it back here just by clicking on Word Quiz, coming down, browse my computer, and then submit it just like you would a homework. The other 2 files are a PDF, a portable data file, that is an example of what the final completed document should look like, and a set of instructions to follow to format the document. So let's take a look at these 3. Here's your unformatted document. So this is the one you're going to work with. Here is your set of Word instructions. So you're going to follow these 12 steps. And here is what your final document should look like when you're all done. So let's do one. Let's set all margins to 0.5 to ½ an inch. Back to my Word document. Margins are under Page Layout. Come up here to the far left, you'll see margins here. You can set it right here to narrow margins. That'll make it ½ an inch on all sides, as you can see. Another thing you can do is you can set custom margins if you have to. If you don't see the ones you like, you can always set custom ones. So let's set it to narrow margins, and you notice the white space outside of my text has become smaller. It's gone to ½ an inch. Let's go back to our instructions. We've done number 1. Set the main heading, Little Brother is Watching You, to Font Times New Roman 24 points bold center. So highlight your heading. I could also highlight it by just clicking out here to the left. It'll get my line. It gives me the opportunity here to make it bold, Times New Roman, which is a great font for printing things. Set it to size 24. Come to my home, and here I have the opportunity to center it. So now I've done instruction number 2. My next instruction is search for any Big Brother image on Google or any other place you want to look and paste it into your document. And we're going to free the image to move around real easily by making it tight text wrapping, and we'll position it to the top right of our page, and we'll give it a little bit of a shadow effect. We'll do all that. So let me come out to my browser, get to Google, find Big Brother image, and I can pick one. Here's the one I had, but let's get another one. I don't care which one you use. This is a nice one. And I'm going to copy the image, come back to my Word document. Doesn't matter where I paste it because I'm going to move it. I did a Control V to move it in. You could also have use paste from the menu up here. I'm going to click on it, and as soon as I click on it, if I double click on it, you'll notice the ribbon changes and I can wrap text here. But as soon as I clicked on it, I could wrap text here, and I'll make it tight. Notice all the text just whips around it now. It's a little big, so I'm going to make it smaller, shrink it down a little bit. I'll move it up to my top right. And I can do some effects on it here. I want to put a little bit of a shadow effect in, not too much. You have all kinds of options here for shadows. And, oh, I don't know, it doesn't matter which one you use. That's kind of nice, I guess. Make it a little bit bigger, maybe. So you got to get it so that text goes around it there. So there's my picture. Doesn't matter what you do with it, just have fun. Let's come back to our instructions. Did we get that done? Yes. So it's to the right of the second paragraph. For the second paragraph now, if you happen, make the entire paragraph italic and add a 0.5 first line indent just to this paragraph. Back to here. Here's our second paragraph. This is actually a paragraph up here, our heading, and I can know that by turning on special characters. And every time I see one of these little guys, that means that's a paragraph, end of a paragraph. That's an end of paragraph marker. So you can turn those on and off here very easily. I will get my second paragraph, and I'll highlight my paragraph, and I can do that by double clicking out here or just drag over it to highlight it. I want to make it italic. I can do that here, or I can do that up here. And I want to make it so the first line indent. Now, there's a tiny little thing here. It's true with the fonts and most other things on the ribbon here. You'll see it over here on styling. It's a dialog launcher. So this is the paragraph dialog launcher, which gives you all kinds of settings to get and do all kinds of things with paragraphs. So this will affect everything in that paragraph. One thing we're going to be doing in a second is we're going to set the spacing before and after. I could set indentation here. I could set line spacing. And I could right here say I want a first line indent just for that paragraph. Or I could make a hanging indent. So I'll set that and I'll say OK. Now I have a nice first line indent there. I think I probably need to make this a little smaller up to my first paragraph. Get it right out there. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little smaller even. Yeah, that's what I want. So I can get the, I want to get my text out there, and it's just a matter of getting feel. So I think I've got my picture in okay, and I've got my second paragraph apparently working all right. Come down for the next instruction. Bold the author line with left alignment on the page, the line by Miriam. Come back to here, come to Miriam, bold it. Here's left alignment. It already is, so that looks pretty good right there. Let's check our instructions for the next one. Starting with the fourth paragraph, last year a software, till you get to the list at the end, keep the same font. So you want 6-point spacing after each paragraph. So let's come back to our Word document, fourth paragraph until you get the list at the end. So I can see where the paragraphs are. Here's 1, 2, 3, and this is the fourth paragraph. I know that because of the paragraph markers, or I can just count. I'm going to highlight down to where that list begins. So all the way down to here, and then I have a list. I'm going to make a bulleted list. And I want to come to my paragraph dialog launcher again, open it. And I want my after each paragraph to be 6 points. I can either click like that to bring it down, or I could actually type the 6 in. Both work just fine. Say OK. And the space between all those paragraphs has now shrunk a little bit, which is the effect I was looking for here. I'll turn my paragraph markers off. Back to my instructions. I've got that done just fine. The two subheaders within the body of the document should be left aligned. Bold, Calibri, so we want to make them bold and make them up to 16 points. So my two subheadings, and where are they? There's one right here. It's Calibri already. I want to bold it and make it size 16. Now, the neat thing about it is if I have this here, I could do that same thing to the other one, or I could use my format painter up here. I'll click on my format painter, and that format that I just set for the law there, I can highlight this and it'll copy that format over. The format painter will just copy a format for you. It's very powerful. You can make changes to a document very quick. So I've done that now. I've got that. So I'm done with number 7. On to number 8, the list at the end, starting with is this a purpose? I want 2-point spacing after each paragraph, solid black bullets, Times New Roman, and font 12 points. That's a lot. Let's come back to our document. Let's go find that list at the end. Here it is. So I want this list probably to here, and I want it to be Times New Roman. Want it to be size 12. I want the paragraph spacing after to be 2. I can make that smaller. You notice how it shrunk between those. And I want to put a bullet in, so my bullets are here, and I'll just put a standard black bullet in. So I think I've got all that. Let's come back and check our list, make sure I did all these things. Bullock Times, New York font, 12 points. Did I make it 12 points? I don't know if I did that. Let's come back, and yes, I did. It was at 12 points. So, done with number 8. We're almost done here. Replace all occurrences of little brother with big brother throughout the document. So there's a great shortcut for this. So I want to replace little brother. I'll highlight it, and over here on the far right of the Home tab is Replace. So it's going to come up here once I've highlighted that, or I can type it in, it doesn't matter. I'm going to replace little brother with big brother all the way through my document. I can just say replace all of them. 3 replacements. I didn't have to search for them or anything. They're just done. I'll say yes, start from the beginning. All done. We made 3 replacements. So you'll find it there and anywhere else. I'm not even going to care where it is. Right here, I guess. It changed it. So little brother is now big brother. Quick way to do it. Back. Header. Now I'm going to put a header in here, left aligned, and say CIS 120. So I'll come back to my document. And if I'm going to insert something, I'm going to insert. Go to the Insert tab, and right here I can put a header in. It's going to give me some options. In this case, I'm just going to choose put a header because I just want one on the left. And notice it brought me up here. I want to put CIS 120. And the neat thing about headers is and footers as well, is I can double click out of here to get back to the header. I double click, get out of the header, double click. So I can go back and forth between the header and the non-header area of the document very easily. Now I can also come back here. I've got a header in. And now I want a footer. And this I want 3 columns. Calibri 11 points, so I don't have to change it. And I want it formatted by your name, page number, and the page number has to change, and the right is the current date and time. So let's come back to our document. We'll do Insert, Footer. This time we'll choose the 3 column ones, because I'm going to have 3 things down in my footer. And I want this to be formatted by. Now this is kind of neat. I could type in my name if I wanted to. I mean, I could just type in James Cagney, and you can do that, but there's a cool thing you can do here if you'd like to do that instead, because your Word actually knows who you are. I can come to Quick Parts here, and I can just click on Author. And I guess I have COCC as the author here, but I'll put my name in instead. I'll just type it in. Here, over here on the right, I want the date. Now, I don't want to necessarily, I mean, my computer knows what the date is. I don't need to type it in. So I could just come up here, choose a format, it doesn't matter which one, and say that. And say, okay, there's my date. And in the middle, I want a page number. Now, page number, again, the document, if I type in 1 or 2 or something, that's going to be true for everything in the document. So I'll have page 1, page 1, page 1, or page 2, page 2. I don't want that. I want it to be page 1, and then page 2, and then page 3, and so on. So to do that, you choose page number here. Now I'm going to choose, and this is a nice thing to do, is to click on current position, because that's where my cursor is positioned, and that's where I want that page number to go on it. If I put in bottom of the page right now, it'd put some other things in, and it'd actually wipe out what I have put in as far as my name and the date. So I'm going to choose one. It doesn't matter which one you choose. And there. and I've got to get rid of that type there stuff. So I've got a header footer. I'll click out here and you can see it. I can come back in, double click to get out, and we are just about done. Finally, a watermark says double speak. Watermarks are pretty cool. So I'll come in here. We're doing good. And for watermark, I'm going to go to design. And I can change the page color, the page borders. I notice a few of you for your flyers put like pumpkin borders around the page, which I thought was pretty cool. Here you have a watermark. And I can create, do any of these automatically, or I can create a custom one. In this case, I want a custom text watermark, and I want it to say, not ASAP, but double speak. So if you're taking English literature, you probably know what all this is about, a great book. So double speak and say, okay. So you notice the watermark is now behind my whole document here. Let's take a look and see how we did. We've got a document here and our picture in. Let's go back and compare it to our sample. So here's our sample. I've got my picture there, got my spacing, I've got those, and I kind of have those bullets all the way down. It doesn't matter that much. And I've got pages, and you notice that changed from page 1 to page 2. So I think we've got a good go here. So I will save my document and I'll put it in, here's my folder where I have all these. I'll save as a different name maybe, so completed. Save. I've got it saved. I'll go back to my browser, back to Blackboard, and I would browse to my computer, get that completed word quiz, the one that's finished. I always get some uncompleted ones, and submit. And my word quiz is done.